Hey everybody, thank you so much for watching and welcome back to my channel. My name is Jess for those of you who are new, and I would love to have you as part of my YouTube family. So make sure to hit the subscribe button and you will be notified every single time I post a new video. For today's video, I wanted to do a little review on some brushes I received from SwiitchBeauty, and I did my first brush review on the oval brushes and it was such a success, and you guys said that you really liked it. So I received a new set from them and I wanted to share it with you because a lot of people ask for reviews on these brushes because some of them are purchased separately and some of them are purchased in a set. So you don't want to be purchasing something that you are not going to like. So since SwiitchBeauty sent me these brushes, I thought I would do a review for you. SwiitchBeauty is a beauty company that sells beauty tools and beauty masks and things like that, and I've come across them a few months ago and I love their products, so I was so happy to do a review for you guys. So I have a lot of requests from you guys to review some of their products because you don't want to be buying a set of brushes and then be disappointed or not know what it is like. So since SwiitchBeauty has sent me these brushes, I thought I would do a review on them. So the brushes that I'm going to do a review on is the Platinum Wand collection, and it looks like this. And first of all, when I saw these brushes, I was like, oh my word, they are so pretty. It's so like Instagrammable. It's so pretty. I love the design of it. I love like the black bristles. I love the silver wand, so it's really pretty and it's very similar to the Real Techniques Bold Metals collection. It's not as heavy. The brushes are very lightweight and this is what they look like. So they have 7 brushes in the collection and it's very lightweight, as I said. Everything from like powder brushes to contour brushes to eye brushes and even like a little liner brush. So I'm excited to review these, so let's just get started. Okay, so to moisturize my lips beforehand, I'm going in with the Essence Prettifying Lip Oil, and this is with jojoba oil, so it smells so divine. So I'm just going to put a little bit of this on my lips to just moisturize it. And then for primer, I'm using my favorite primer, which is the Catrice Prime and Fine Beautifying Primer. And this is for even skin tone. It has like an illuminating finish and my skin is so dry. It kind of looks shiny. It's just dry. It's not shiny at all. So it's just a little bit dry. So I'm just going to use about a pea size of this and just apply this to my skin. I'm not using a brush for this, I'm just using my fingertips because it's easier and just gets the product on quicker. Okay, for foundation, I'm going to use this little brush from SwiitchBeauty as well. I'm not sure what the name of this is, but I will link that in the description box so that you guys can pick this up. But it is very similar to the oval brushes or the sphere set from SwiitchBeauty, and it's just like a cake me baby. I've heard that name before, so I think this is something to do with the cake me something, I don't know. So the foundation that I'm using is the L'Oreal Infallible 24-Hour Matte, and I'm just going to apply a little bit of this to the brush. Ooh. Just like that. And then I'll dot it on my skin first, and then I'm going to blend it out. Ooh, that blends so nicely. Okay, so this brush is so dense that it kind of moves the product around, so I'm just going to go really light-handedly. I'm going to go in with my beauty blender, just a little bit, just so that it's not streaky. So even though I like to use a brush like this to apply my makeup and to blend it out, I do recommend going over it with a beauty blender just in case you have a tiny bit of streaking going on. So yeah, that's just my tip. For concealer, I'm going to use the SwiitchBeauty S04, and I'm going to use my Liquid Camouflage High Covering Concealer from Catrice. And I'm just going to dot this, and then I'll blend it out with that brush. So I'm putting it under my eyes, down the bridge of my nose, my forehead, and my chin. Okay, so this brush is kind of like an angled brush, so it kind of looks like a triangular shape type of brush. So I think I might use this for concealer best. So let's just see how this works. So right off the bat, it blends this concealer really nicely. The concealer is quite thick, so I really like how this is blending. So as you can see, when I'm blending, I'm literally just tapping it. I'm not like rubbing it all over the place. Okay, so I like this brush. I think it's perfect for blending concealer. And then on to setting my face. The brush that I'm going to be using is the biggest one from the collection, and this is called the S01. And I'm going to use a translucent powder with this. So the powder that I'm using is the Essence Stale Day. And I'm just going to take the tiniest amount, like that. It doesn't look tiny, but I'm going to tap off the excess onto the lid. And then I'm just going to press it. Ooh, this brush is really fluffy. It's so fluffy. I can literally go like this and the foundation won't even move because it's not a very dense brush. It's just like a fluffy brush. And then for under my eyes, I'm going to use a different brush, and it is the S03, so it's a smaller like setting brush. For my eyebrows, I'm going to use the smallest brush from this little collection, and it's called the S07, and it's kind of like an angled brush, and it's very like sturdy, so I think it'll be perfect to do eyebrows with. So I'm going to use my Dirty Blonde from MAC, and I'm just going to apply this onto my eyebrows and see how it works. I like the application. Goes on very smoothly. It doesn't like draw streaks on your eyebrows. Sometimes some brushes like clumps up. This one distributes it really nicely. Okay, that is eyebrows done, and now we're going to move on to a little bit of bronzing. So I saw this brush and I immediately thought, okay, this is a contour brush, so I'm going to contour with some bronzer. So this brush is the S02, and it's like a flat top angled brush. So I'm using my Catrice Sun Glow bronzer, and I'm going to carve out my cheekbones and then just blend it out. And right off the bat, this brush blends this bronzer so perfectly. It doesn't like draw any streaks or like really harsh lines, and I really like that. So as you can see, even though I applied like a large amount of product, I'm just going to blend it out. See? And then I'm just bringing that up towards my temples and my forehead. And then I'm going to use the same brush and kind of put the product on the side of the brush. And then I'm going to carve out my nose, just like that. Obviously that was way too much product, but let's see how it blends it out. I like how fluffy these brushes are. They're so fluffy and so soft. So I really like this one as well. And then for my crease, I think I'm going to use, I don't know. We have 2 brushes left that I haven't used yet. So let's see. Let's use the SO5. Not sure what this is for, but I'm just going to wing it. So I'm going to apply a little bit of that bronzer into my crease, just for like a blended transition. And this brush works perfectly for that. I'm also going to take a little bit of that bronzer and also blend it on my lower lash line. I'm going to use the SO6 brush, and it's kind of just like a dense, I should call this a crease brush, but I use that other fluffy brush for my crease and I like that a lot. So I'm going to use this brush to take a little bit of highlighter. The highlighter that I'm using is the Catrice High Glow, and I'm just going to take a tiny bit of that highlighter and just put it on my lid. This brush doesn't pick up shadow too well. I think it'll be a better like crease and transition brush, but I wanted to use that bigger one for the transition because I like a really fluffy, like smoked out transition. So that is that, and I think next let's do some lashes and mascara. So the mascara that I'm using is the Essence Multi-Action Volumizing Mascara, and the lashes that I'm using is the Allure London texture number 117. I love these. They are so fluffy and like textured. So I'm going to do that real quick and then I'll be right back. I'm also using the SwiitchBeauty eyelash tweezer to apply my lashes. So I'm going to apply these real quick. Okay, that is lashes and mascara done. So I want to test something out. The same brush that I used for my eyebrows, I'm just going to clean it on a little makeup wipe. And then I want to use that for my liquid liner because I want to see if this is kind of like a multi-purpose brush. So let's see how this goes. Just trying to clean this. Okay, so the liquid liner that I'm using is the Essence Liquid Ink Waterproof Liner. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this brush and I'm going to see if I can dip it in there. Yep. You can even use the little brush. Let's see how this goes. So obviously I can't see anything with my lashes now. Okay, so that worked. I'm impressed with the wing. It's obviously not going to be a thin, like a liquid liner wing, but sometimes I like a chunky wing, so that worked out really nicely. Okay, so I think the final part will probably be highlighter and blush. I'm going to use the same brush that I used to set my under eyes, which is the SO3. So for blush, I'm using the Catrice Blush Artist palette, and I'm using the middle shade over here just for a flush of rose on my cheeks. And then for highlighter, I'm using that same highlighter, which is the Catrice High Glow. And I'm just going to put that on the tops of my cheeks. Whoa. And on my nose. A little bit on my cupid's bow. So this is the finished result. If you were wondering what I have on my lips, it is just Satin Mauve Lip Liner from Essence. I love this lip liner. It applies so smoothly and it's the perfect rosy mauve shade. So that is everything. I love testing out their brushes. Thank you so much SwiitchBeauty for sending me these brushes. I am so thankful to receive all of these lovely gifts and I am so happy to do reviews on them. I hope you guys enjoyed it. I want to share with you my 4 favorite brushes from this collection. And firstly, it'll be the SO1. I just love this brush for powder. It is so fluffy and it doesn't move your face product around too much, so if you apply your foundation it stays on. This just sets the foundation perfectly, so it's fluffy and not too dense for powder brush. My second favorite is the SO4, which I use to apply or to blend my concealer. It didn't rub my concealer too over the place, it just blended it out really nicely, and I really like the angles of the brush. It's the first type of brush that I have of this, so it's my first angle brush, so that's why I like it. So I like the different angles on it. So this is the SO4, and then I have 2 favorite eye brushes, which is the SO5 and the SO7. The reason why I like the SO5 was because I used it as a transition shade on my eyes, and it is so fluffy and just so easy to blend. And then the last one is the SO7, which was kind of like a liner brush, so I used it for both my eyebrows and for my liquid liner, and that is why I loved it. So this is probably my favorite out of all of them because it's so multi-purpose, and I used it for both my eyebrows and for my liner, and it is just so easy and convenient to use. So that is everything. I hope you enjoyed this video. Don't forget to give it a thumbs up if you liked it. Don't forget to head over to SwiitchBeauty. I will have all of their details down below, and until next time, I love you guys so much and I'll see you soon. Bye!